What's up everybody, my name is Matt from Morning Hookah, and today we're going to be taking a look at a couple of hookahs. It's mainly going to be one hookah comparing the difference between the two different models, but even then we're really going to be focusing on one of the two models. We are going to be looking at a Mya hookah, this one right here. The Mya Merdoro is a very good hookah that I think is worth checking out, and I want to tell you why I think it's worth checking out. There are a couple of models for this. There is the MX version, and then there is the non-MX version. So I'm going to show off the non-MX version first because I want the majority of this video to be focusing on the MX version, because to me, that's the one that you're going to want to look into getting. I can understand if you don't, but if you don't, then you still want to look at the MX version. We'll get into it in just a minute. So first and foremost, here is the non-MX. I have this really nice tannish color. I think it has a really nice strong metal finish to it. Really cool looking. The vase is also very nice. These are completely similar to the other ones. So we're gonna look at the vase on this one so that you can see what it looks like, obviously. And then here's the hookah and the stem. Very, very important is the hookah, right? Is this stem part of it. The vase, technically, you can throw this onto a whole bunch of different vases and stuff. This is the star of the show. This does have the ability to unscrew the hose port into it, so you can get some really good cleaning in there. There's rubber grommets on the edge of the majority of these sorts of ports and stuff, so that hopefully you don't over tighten them, and they're easy to come off, which is really nice. So yeah, so there's the hose port. And then the bowl port also comes off as well. So we'll take this off. Here's your tray. It's a decent sized tray. It's nothing to write home about. Would I want it to be a little bit bigger? Yeah, technically I would. But it's also a small hookah, so it's kind of like one of those things where I understand why it's tiny, but I prefer a larger style for a tray. And then this is your down stem. Here's the interesting part about the down stem. It's not the widest of diameters and stuff like that. This is not a super restrictive pull. It's a pretty open pull for the most part. But the reason why that is because it goes from a very, very restrictive, small diameter for your down stem, but the actual up part of it is very wide. Okay, so you're getting a little bit of that pull where you're getting a small into a large, right? So you're taking a big breath, right? When you're smoking, we'll get into this when we're smoking it. You're going to take a big breath, and it's going to pull the restrictiveness of the bottom part, and it's going to get larger into the openness of the entirety of it. It is more restrictive than some of the more wide open hookahs and stuff, but it is not overly restrictive. I would say that it's right there in the middle. I would give it, from 1 to 10, where 1 is overly restrictive, 10 is completely wide open. This is probably somewhere between a 7. Yeah, probably like a 6.5, 7 is where I'd put the restrictiveness on this. So take that with you as you will, depending on how you feel about restrictive hookahs and stuff. So that is the non-MX. This has a very normal purge. You might be able to see there's a little bit of a gap between the heart of the hookah and the up part of the stem. And the reason why is because that is where the air purges from when you blow into it to purge out of the smoke. That is the only option for the non-MX, because you are still getting in the heart of the hookah a port for the, so you're getting a port in this for your hose port right here, okay? And then you're getting 2 on the inside of this that are for the purge balls, so that when you blow into this, those pop up and they purge through those to go in through the side of the hookah for when you're purging out, okay? So that's how you purge this hookah. So there you go, that's the non-MX version of this hookah. Let's go ahead and take a look at the MX version of it. The MX version, I have this really nice black. Once again, a really nice strong metal finish to it. And as you can see, it's very similar to the non-MX version. This is the MX though. And the vase is exactly the same, okay? The size of the actual hookah itself is the same size. The parts that get different are the heart of the hookah. So there's only one style of purging when it comes to the non-MX. This one has a secondary function, which is the MX function, where instead of purging and it's getting distributed through the side of the hookah the same way that the other one was that I just showed you, you can actually close this gap, and when you close this gap, you're actually going to force the air, instead of coming out through the sides, straight up the top, and you're going to get a purge that's going through the bowl as well. The idea of this is you're going to pass air through the bowl, and you're going to be able to, incorporate it to puff it up a little bit or to freshen it up a little bit. There is something nice to it if you're using something like a traditional bowl, right? If you were to purge and push the air going through it, the same way as if in the middle of your set, before you start smoking your hookah and you pack your bowl and you blow into it, to kind of make sure that it's nice and airy, especially for certain types of tobacco that you want to have a very nice luffy type of pack for it. That is something that I see as being a beneficial for the MX style of hookah. However, I mainly use funnel bowls. So how does a funnel bowl benefit from something like that? Well, you are able to blow into it, passing the air through the top part, which is where the bowl is sitting, which means that you can pass some air onto the coals, which will help to heat up those coals as well. There are some interesting functionalities to it. I think it looks pretty nice as well. It has a nice aesthetic look to it. Otherwise, this is the exact same unscrewing for the majority of it, but there is a difference for the MX function. So let's take a look at what that looks like. So here is our purge for the MX hookah. There's something that you can see right there in the middle of it. The air is going to be coming up through this part in here, and that's what's going to actually be forcing the air up if you have this push so that the air is going to come through it. Otherwise, the air is still going to come through the side part of it right here, and that's where you're going to get the majority of your purge. We're going to compare both of them. So as you're watching this, you're probably seeing me smoke a little bit, and as I'm smoking it, I'm showing that off a little bit as well. So those are the interesting components of the MX hookah and the functionality between it and the differences that they offer for the purge and so on. What do I think about these hookahs? What are my thoughts about it? Well, let's step a little bit outside of my thoughts about this, and I want to hear your thoughts about this. What do you think about the MX hookah? What do you think about the idea of having those multiple purge styles? What do you think about the air purging straight up? Let me know down in the comments below your thoughts about it. And how would you like to win one of these hookahs? I'm sure you would. So let's go ahead and do that as well. Follow me over on Instagram. Follow Mya Merdoro Hookah over on Instagram as well. There's going to be a link in the description below. Hit that link. Leave a comment on the video, subscribe to the channel obviously, and I'm gonna be doing a raffle winning for this hookah right here. I'll let you pick if you want the MX hookah or the non-MX hookah. This is going to be open for USA residents, and yeah, go ahead and let's chat about this hookah. I really enjoy it. I think that they have a really nice look and style to them as well. It's become a regular smoke for me because of the ability to clean it and deal with it, and it produces really good clouds, and it's so simple and easy to smoke. I really like it a lot, and I think you'll like it as well. If you have not already, you can go ahead and check out Mya Hookahs on their website or on a bunch of different vendors as well. Everybody sells Mya Hookah. They're a very well-known name in the world of hookah, obviously. I've been working with them for many, many years, and I'm happy to be working with them again to bring this hookah to you. Give a little information and talk about it, as well as, giving you a hookah. So follow me, hit up all those different parts of the video that I spoke about, and yeah, hopefully you can win yourself a hookah very soon. Until next time, guys, I will see you when the smoke clears. See ya. Bye.